Hey guys, and welcome back to The Element of Me. I am really excited about today's topic because I'm going to talk about at-home chemical services. This particular video, I'm going to talk about relaxers. I'm going to do another video about other chemical services that people normally do at home, which I pretty much think the only other one would be color. That is so much that I can kind of expound upon on that particular topic that I doing one video is just going to be way too much. So yeah, so today I'm going to be talking about at-home chemical services as far as relaxers is concerned. The problem with at-home chemical service is, first and foremost, the fact that a lot of times clients don't know what they're doing. A lot of times what clients do is they do the step-by-step and not really have the knowledge as to why they're doing what they're doing and how it could possibly affect them in the short term and even more importantly in the long term. I've had so many people that have had chemical burns that were absolutely outrageous because a relaxer actually can is actually active for 72 hours, which is 3 days. So it can work up to that long without it being neutralized, which is obviously the second part of, you receiving, a third part of you receiving a relaxer is you neutralizing. So, like I said, there's just a lot of things that clients don't know that, like I said, you get the spots, and it's like, okay, well, I saw this YouTube video, which I'm not knocking YouTube. I've learned a whole lot of things, or learned how to do a whole lot of things via YouTube, so I'm not necessarily knocking YouTube. I'm just saying that, if you don't know what you're doing, then just leave it to the professionals. If I had a cracked tooth, or if I needed my a filling or whatever, I'm not going to try to do it myself because I saw a YouTube video that says that you can fill your tooth with this stuff that you can make at home. No, I'm going to go see a professional dentist, so that way I know that I'm not going to get an infection. I know that, hey, he's going to school for that, he knows what he's doing, and a person that I actually trust. So it's the same thing with your hair. You want to make sure that, number one, you're going to a stylist that you actually trust, and that it's not just for the sake of convenience, which that's a part of it, I understand. But for the most part, like, make sure that you're going to a stylist that actually cares about what they do, cares about your hair, cares about you as a person, because in the long run, you don't want to end up having to do corrective things like follicle replacements or hair plugs or anything like that, because you failed to do what was required to maintain your hair and the health of your hair from the beginning. So 1,500 hours is actually what's required in order for us to receive our license, or actually what I should say is 1,500 hours is what's required in order for us to qualify to take the test, in order for us to get our license. And 300 of those hours are actually us studying the books, studying anatomy, physiology, how chemicals work, understanding how your body reacts to certain chemicals, understanding what to do when someone has a negative reaction to certain chemicals, understanding what state your hair is in whenever you initially start, what state your hair is in when you're in the process of putting that chemical on, well, while the chemical is processing, and understanding the state of the hair after the chemical has already processed and you've neutralized, and you've gone, like, how to rebuild that hair. So there's so much more to doing a relaxer than the end result. And I think a lot of times people see the process but don't have an understanding of what the process is. They just know the step by step. This is what you do. You base the hair, you mix the relaxer, you apply the relaxer, you rinse the relaxer, you shampoo the relaxer, or you shampoo the hair, you put conditioner on it, and then you style, as usual, or different Relaxer systems do different things. Some have a neutralizing conditioner that you put on before you neutralize. But anyway, the point is there are, you see the steps and you know the steps, but you don't understand the scientific portion of it, where the chemical is actually breaking the disulfide bond in order for your hair to change from being in a curly state to going into a straight state, which the hair shouldn't go past 80%. And I know that I mean, this is a lot that I'm saying, but the point that I'm making is that, like, it's just so much more than just applying a chemical to your hair and getting the result. And that's where we come in as hairstylists, because we've studied this for many, many hours, and we've done it time after time again. And you know, everybody that goes through cosmetology school doesn't necessarily, in my personal opinion, some people just aren't good at some things. I mean, there are certain things that I personally am not good at. Some people do it for the money, and other people do it for, I don't know, whatever other reasons. But not every person is going to actually follow the steps. So that's why I said you have to make sure that you're with a stylist that you actually trust. Because if you don't have any trust between you and your stylist, then, I mean, well, I don't even know why you go to them, to be honest. So it's said that it takes 10,000 hours of doing something in order for you to actually master it. And I don't know about, you know, other people, but I know for me personally, I know I've spent well over 10,000 hours of actually applying myself to my craft. And that's not just in the salon, but that's also taking material home, studying, restudying my cosmetology book. That's spending time even on YouTube and watching other hairstylists that I know that are more renowned, that are experts of what they do. And I've studied and studied and studied to actually gain more knowledge in my craft, because I love what I do. So I just think that a lot of times what clients do, or what everyday people do, is they grab a box of relaxers, like, oh, it's time for me to get a relaxer. Grab a box of relaxer, and they read the manufacturer's directions, follow it, and like I said, they don't really understand the why, the how, the what's going on. And the other side to that too is what people fail to understand is that on box relaxers, they actually say for professional use only. And that's a lot of times missed. That's also on bonding hair glue for extensions. It says for professional use only. A lot of times people miss over that. They miss that portion of it. And it's just like, okay, well, I want this result, and I saw that this is how you get this result, and I'm just going to do it. And then when you turn around and have alopecia, which is balding, or you're balding or have bald spots, then you wonder why. But if you had gone to see a professional in the first place, then, you know, and I know that there are some of you that are like, well, I can't afford to get a relaxer. Well, you can't afford not to get a relaxer. You don't have to go to the most expensive, most renowned hairstylist in your city, but you can't afford for you to have bald spots in 20 years. You can't afford to have chemical burns that could potentially affect you for the rest of your life. You can't afford to, I mean, I've even seen cases, and of course these are extreme cases, but I've even seen cases where people die because they had an allergic reaction to a relaxer, and they don't know what to do. So, like I said, that's an extreme case, but that's because you don't have that understanding that, yeah, these things could potentially happen.